And right now, officially, I would like to welcome for our first webinar, which is the part of our Brave New Worlds project. In this webinar, we would like to introduce you our international project. We would like to talk with you about our project needs, aim, objectives, and the goals which we have already achieved. And also, we would like to pay your attention of use the modern technology to working with the people and the children with special learning disorders. So we are very happy that you are all together with us. My name is Beata Mintus, and I will be the moderator of this session. We are supposing to have a 1 hour webinar with your questions and answer. Of course, it will be some questions we would like to answer you on that. Of course, at the beginning, I would like to underline that this project was related with new technologies as 3D printing and augmented reality. So we will talk today a little bit about those technologies and also how to use it with the people with the special learning disorders. And I would like to introduce you, because this is the first webinar, but we are also planning to do the 3 other one. So the first webinar is a kind of introduction to our project. We would like to show and present you our results, which we have already developed. But also you are always welcome to register for our 3 more webinars, which second one will be in the next Friday. The next Friday will be organized by our partner from Spain, from Skills Divers. And during this webinar, you will learn more about the augmented reality. You will see what is the possibility to use the augmented reality with the people with the special learning disorders. So you are also welcome. The time will be the same, 3 p.m. Central European time. In the 25th February, also Friday, we would like to invite you for the 3rd webinar, which is the one of the part of our set of the webinars. It will be about the experience of using 3D printing and augmented reality with the people with the special learning disorders. And this session will be conducted by our partners from Bulgaria, from Parvi. They will introduce you how those technologies work with the student and people with the special learning disorder. And the last but not least webinar will be scheduled in a 4th March. It will be about the 3D printing technology with those technology with the people with the special learning disorders. So you are all welcome to register for upcoming initiatives, upcoming events. Of course, we will remind all of you that those webinars will be scheduled. So if you will be interested and those with the webinar interested you, we will be really happy if you register for the next 3 webinars. Maybe a little bit about our project. Our Brave New Worlds project was founded by Erasmus+. Strategic partnerships is the key action 2, cooperation for innovation and exchange of the good practices. And it was a strategic partnership for adult education. We are developing this project during the 30 months. We started in the 1st of November 2019, and we are planning to finish it 30th of April 2022. We have already developed 3 of our outputs. My colleague Anya will introduce you more about our outputs, our results, which you can use with the children and with the people with the special learning disorders. And about the partnership, we have 4 partners from different countries in Europe. The COLLEGIUM BALTICUM coordinate these initiatives, but in cooperation with the partners from Bulgaria, Spain, and Italy. From Italy, we cooperate with CHAPES, which is the non-governmental organization, international one. They are supporting a lot of educational initiatives. From the Skills Divers, it's our partners from Spain. And they are also working from using innovative tools in education. And from Bulgaria, we were working with the Parvi, which is the dyslexia center, working with the children with special learning disorders. disorders. And our institution, Collegium Balticum, is a private university from north and west part of Poland, from Szczecin. And we were really happy to coordinate these initiatives. And right now I would like to start our webinar. From that small words of introduction, I would like to give the floor for my colleague, PhD Anna Kowalik-Conder, which introduce you more our project objectives, needs, results, and also results which you can use in your daily work. So thank you for your attention, and Anya, I will give you the floor right now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to introduce you with pleasure to our and to make general view about our wonderful project Brave New Worlds. And I would like to follow the agenda, so I will try to follow the steps as you see on the slide. So maybe I will start. The most thing about the mission and main project objectives. So our mission and our objective were increase the quality of the educational and caregiving process of staff working with people with SPLD, to provide proper tools to teachers, trainers, and other staff members for working with people with SPLD, increase the quality of the learning process to people with SPLD, increase the quality of the adult inclusive education in the countries involved, and increase the cooperation among European different entities working in the field of inclusiveness education and technology development. And now a few words about our target group. We have 4 countries, and in each country we have organization which were our target group. In Spain, we have Sabina Mora. It is special education teachers who work.
Sorry, Anya. We would like to ask all participants to unmute the microphone because we see the voices. So please, those who have muted microphone, please unmute it.
So in Spain, we have organization Sabina Mora is a special education teachers who work with people with SPLD and parents and carriers of students attending the institution. In Italy, SIDA, educators and psychologists and volunteers who work with people with SPLD, ADHD and autism, the adult clients of the institution, and the parents and guardians of the students attending the classes. In Bulgaria, the Center for People with Special Educational Needs in Rusa. The center has a team of psychologists, speech therapists, and special educators, as well as parents and carriers of children with SPLD. And in Poland, we have School and Education Center number 2 in Szczecin and Sense Therapy Center in Szczecin. So they are educators and volunteers associated with the organization, as well as parents and carriers of children attending therapy at the center. What special learning disorders mean, because we have many definitions. So how we explain a special learning disorder is a type of neurodevelopment disorder that does not allow the ability to learn or use specific academic skills in one or more areas, so of reading, writing, math, listening, comprehension, expressive language. So collective term used to link a range of disorders are dyslexia, dyspraxia, dyscalculia, ADD, ADHD, so disorder connected with attention. And SPLD is a cross-cultural and chronic disorder that usually persists into adulthood, although with cultural differences and development changes in the way learning difficulties manifest themselves. So the people often realize that they have a learning disorder already in adulthood, and this make, oh, I'm sorry, it's not here. It's not here. Oh, here. this makes it more difficult to reach proper learning outcomes. And why we choose 3D printing and AR in special learning disorder case? Because students with SPLD need special and inclusive learning pathways and tools for increasing the opportunities to reach proper learning outcomes. And that's why in the Brave New Words approach, we took multisensory method, which enables students to use the strength to learn. The use of 3D printing and AR technology will transform how people with SPLD will learn by offering a multisensory experience to them. And for development of multisensory methods and methodology, these new technologies can be useful tools for developing new inclusive tools. And shortly, what 3D printing is a technology we have already in market. So this is technology that allows the user to create prototypes of objects not available on the market, limited only by the possibilities of the technology itself. And thanks to 3D printing, it is possible to produce all kinds of useful tools supporting the development of specific cognitive functions, and in particular, touch-based learning methods, which is very important in case of special learning disorder. What augmented reality is, so acronym AR, it is interactive experience of the real environment in which objects in the real world are enhanced by computer-generated perceptual information. And the technology augmented reality, actually, we already use in many apps in our daily life, but not everyone knows that it is actually augmented reality. So this technology can be useful for support visual and auditory learning methods. And now the most important, how we have achieved our goals. The first one I would like to show and present you, this is our website, the project website, the bravenewwords.infoproject.eu. And why I would like to present you this website, because on this website is very simple, very readable, and very user-friendly. And here you can find all information about the project, but what is the core point is here is we have results. When we click on the results, you can find all results we already done in our project. Each documents, each guidelines which we created, they are already here. And as you can see, we have many languages because we translated all these documents in these languages. And if you click here, that links you to documents which we created on PDF, and you can read more about the 3D printing, about the AR technology, about the special learning disorder, about the application, about the exercise which we already created. But I would like to explain it more in the next slide. So have we achieved the goals, and what kind of goals we had? The first, we developed a guide for teachers on SPLD and AR and 3D printing. Why we did it? To explain more what does it mean SPLD, to specify more this all disorders, because sometimes happen that as a teacher we have general knowledge, but not so deep. And if we don't have a knowledge about it, we can't help students as fast as we can if they have this kind of disorders. And also we explain what does it mean AR and what does it mean 3D printing, to guide and to make more familiar people with this kind of technology and how to use it in the practical way. The next step was analysis and identification of 3D printing and of AR most suitable technology for special education. We needed to do this because we need to establish which kind of technology we will use in our project, because we have many 3D printing models on the market. We have many AR solutions on the market, so we needed to make analysis what we would like to have here. And next step was develop a methodology for creating new 3D printing and AR exercises for people with SPLD. So we needed to establish what kind of exercises, we would like to create and how we will do it. And after we created a set of 10 exercises with 3D printing and 10 exercises with AR technology suitable to use with people with special learning disorders. And also we created the guideline how to use the application which we already choose in our project connected with AR, how to use 3D printer. So this all guides you can also find on our website. And next step was training of teacher and piloting, testing of the toolkit by them in practice. So we transferred all we have already created to practical field, and we have really good feedbacks of it. So it worked. Now the sixth, here we are. So this is a set of webinars to open a dialogue and forecast to use of 3D printing and AR technologies in the educational field and to help people with SPLD. And about most suitable technology of 3D printing, what we have done. We took the following criteria into account to choose the proper one. It was, of course, the objective of the project and our target group, but also we took criteria as a price, the time needed to gain knowledge, understand how printing machine works, and then the speed of the printing process of subject to be shown in class. Then material properties, accuracy, surface finish, and easy of use compared to other technologies, and affordability. And because of analysis, we, as consortium, we selected FDM printer as the most suitable for the selected educational task for students. And additionally, advantage of FDM printers is that teachers can really easily download design software and access it via computers, tablets, or mobile phone. And it's really ideal for use in education due its safe and quiet operation. So this is our choice. And then we created, as you saw on the previous slide, exercise with 3D printing. But on our website, you not only can find the description and example of exercise, but also you can find ready-to-use files, because we created ready-to-use files for everyone to download in STL format and print, and then you can download it and print it, our model, by yourself to use your own 3D printing if you have. So what kind of exercises with 3D printing we already created? I will not read all of the exercises. I just want to make a general overview, because in our next webinars you can find explanation how to use this exercise in practice. So the first exercise with 3D printing, letters of the alphabet and accent. So we printed 108 letters and 4 accents, and we created for this possibility of exercises with the students. Another exercise with 3D printing, it is cubes. We printed cubes in different colors and size, which we already can use in the practical way with the students. Learning about the geometrical figures and mathematical symbols. So we printed 5 mathematical symbols and 3 geometrical figures. As you see, everything is this all printed materials on the pictures. And we also created for this exercises, learning geometrical figures and numbers. So 10 pieces with numbers from 1 to 10 and different shapes and colors, which we can also use in practice. Matching of shapes. We printed 10 pieces, 5 geometric figures in positive and 5 in negative. So, and also we created the scenario for exercises for this. Positive and negative forms of numbers. So we have 11 positive and 11 negative forms of numbers from 0 to 10, and already exercises. Puzzle numbers. So we have numbers from 0 to 9. We have 24 pieces because they are puzzles. So the students need to find the proper pieces to make a proper number. Another sensory numbers and arithmetic symbols. So as you see, it is about the touching and the sensory felt, and we have 10 digits and 7 arithmetic symbols. Another one is the addition of numbers. As you see, we have one board in 3 parts, and we have 20 circles with numbers, and 2 of each numbers from 0 to 9. And it is for help students. They can here add 2 digits numbers. So this is a different form, and not to writing, but to use the 3D printed materials here. What would you like to eat? We printed 8 cards with 8 food related objects. So in a different color with the shapes also, with the to touch, to make sensor. And now we have most suitable technology of AR, so augmented reality. Which criteria we took into account. So it is the type of AR technology supported, so image tracker or surface based, because it's very important. We already choose 2 applications. One is the image tracker, and the another is surface based. Type of AR content displayed, so images, 3D models, text, and video. Usability and user experience, or is web and or is app. Supported devices and operating systems, and of course price. And from our analysis, we choose as most suitable technology of AR 2 application. The first one is augmented class, and the second one is the 3D beer. So we choose augmented class because it can work parallel with 3D printing technology and with 3D beer application also as a second tools for the user, can combine multi-markers, image and recognition. It allows to create many exercises that we as consortium already created. Creating exercises is very easy, intuitive, and take a couple of minutes. It really is. And in a first moment, the user can upload own pictures as a markers, and then create or download models, audio files, text pictures, and so on from internet. And the user can use the materials produced as augmented elements, and it's very easy to do it. And this application will help students to better understand the concept, and it will also encourage curiosity, creativity, teamwork, and the use of digital technologies for learning. And the second app is a 3D beer. We choose it because of potential and the possibility for students to create digital story through the use of images, sound, and video, and make it interactive. Students can create here digital storytelling by using any collections, and can record a video or their own work and narrate it. And 3D beer facilitates brainstorming also, and thinking about how to tell the story. The students can design, share, and create together. This allows students to develop creativity, engages independent work and design thinking. And this will also allow to inspire students to combine different skills and use imagination and explore their surroundings through novel technological solution. And more about how to use this application, it will be in our next webinars, I guess, I don't know, on 3rd, on 4th.
In the next week.
In the next week, yes. So we will talk more about how to use each of this application and exercise with AR. In case of 3R, we also not only created the scenario, but also in our website of project, you can find ready-to-use files for to download, especially into app Augmented class, because we need it here. And already created markers which we need to use Augmented class, which I would like to show you more on the next slides. So the first 3DB exercises, so exercises with application 3DB. The first exercise was I spy with my little eye. So it's like a set of 3D objects to play the traditional game, and we can create a scene with 3D objects starting with, for example, letter B, and then label the objects in the environment with their initial letter, so in English, and find those it's same that end in the letter R. So also in English, but we can of course do it in our own languages. So the next exercise would use application 3DB is Tell Me a Fairy Tale, the turnip, and we also created the scenario how to use it, and for this exercise with using application. And another is Tell Me a Fairy Tale Wet Bread. So we also created the scenario which you will see in the next webinars. And second up is Augmented class. And exercise we created is English alphabet. So we have the 26 English alphabet cards, as you see. And when we focus on each letter using the device AR view mode, the indicated object will appear in 3D, as you see on the picture. So this is the first. That's why I emphasized that we need here the marker. As you see, the marker is on the table with the C letter, and we put our device, and the students will see the model in 3D. Another exercise with Augmented class is geometric shapes. We have 5 cards with geometric shapes, and when the device focuses on the image of the geometric figure, the formula for the area of the figure will appear to the top. So this is the second one. Another one with Augmented class is Let's Learn the English Alphabet. So we printed 28 letters, 7 with consonants and 21 with objects and words, starting with this consonants in English. So as you see, we can put many cards together and create exercises here. Let's learn the numbers, another exercise. So we have 20 cards, 10 with teddy bears and 10 with numbers from 1 to 10. And when device focus on both cards, because students needs to separate proper the number and the bear. And when device focus on both cards, they must be together. A 3D model will appear consisting of several elements that form the number in the correct order according to their spelling. So this is another one, and also some exercise dedicated for different country. For example, in Polish we have Polish words all around us. So we have the word, and when we put device, will be the image appears. So this is another exercise. Next one is show me the direction. We have 26 cards, 13 with prepositions and 13 with pictures. So when the device focuses on both letters, a sentence describing the illustration with the preposition will be played. This project aim is to promote innovative practice in order to support a large number of teachers dealing with students on daily basis who may theoretically reach the same learning objectives, but need specific and personalized plans to make these goals a reality. And by creating all the intellectual outputs in this project and carrying out the pilot phase, we can honestly and really say that we have successfully implemented our philosophy of the Brave New World project, according to which the starting point in the learning process can be different, but the final destination can be the same for all students. And 3D printing and augmented reality are one of the possibilities and opportunities to achieve equality in teaching and education, both among students with learning disorder and special needs, but as well as those without such dysfunctions. So this is everything from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ania, for your presentation. And please unmute your microphone.
Yes.
In that project, we wouldn't right now, after this presentation, we wouldn't like to scare you about those technologies, because as I said at the beginning, we have 3 more webinars which will introduce you to the 3D printing and augmented reality, and also how to use both technologies with the children and people with special learning disorders. So that's why this webinar would like to introduce you to our project, show you what kind of results we have already developed, and also what kind of resource you can use in your work. Ania really briefly present you the exercises and also briefly present you the technologies. Of course, in the next webinars, we will tell a little bit more about the 3D printing, what is the 3D printing, but we would like to give the floor for our colleagues from CHAPES about that. Augmented reality, we would like to give the floor, of course, for our partners from Spain, Skills Divers, and also how to use with the people with the and children with the special learning disorders. Those are our partners from Bulgaria, which they are the specialized in that fields that can introduce you better. Right now, this is the time for you that maybe anyone would you like to ask the questions. Maybe right now you have a kind of reflection what we have already developed and you would like to share with all of you. Right now, this is the time for question and answer panel. If no, I will present the last slide and we can say goodbye. So right now we are waiting for the questions. I hope that maybe one questions will be for those who are courage to ask the questions for the consortium. We are here really ready to answer on all of your maybe doubts, maybe suggestions, and we are very open for all questions and suggestions.
Or maybe your experience, maybe you have already experience with 3D printing or with AR. What do you think about it?
Well, if I can talk, I don't know if I can.
Yes, Antonio, you are always welcome to make a talk.
First of all, congratulations. I wasn't expecting such a great project. Right now, I'm working in schools here in Portugal. In the technological transition, we are trying to apply the 3D and also the VR, and it would be it's a shame that I didn't have enough time to invite the directors of the schools to attend to this webinar, but I will surely send them. Next week webinar, because I think those teams would like very much to see your presentation and what you are doing. First of all, to congratulate. And also that my perspective is that this is not the future, but the present, okay? And it is what we need to do. It's this, to integrate this technology in hand and in virtual to all children. Like you said, not only the special needs, the ones with special needs, but all of them need to experience this this kind of projects. Okay, I don't want to take too long. It was more to congratulate and to say thank you for the invitation, because it's a wonderful project. I love it.
Thank you, Antonio, and it's really eager to mention that also Antonio is a teacher from Portugal, for the special teacher, and author of the 2 really great application about the supporting children with special learning disorder. So thank you, Antonio, really much for your really kind words, and hope to see you soon, really soon. And anyone, would you like to ask and share the experience, maybe using 3D printing and or augmented reality in your classes? Have you ever met those technologies in your work experience? If no, you can also share, because we will send it to you, the evaluation form after the webinar about your satisfaction of the webinar. If you have any questions, you can of course ask us about everything. As I promised at the beginning, I would like to just remind about our next and upcoming webinar. In the next Friday, our partners from Spain, Skills Diver, will introduce you more about the augmented reality technology in the educational path for the children and people with a special learning disorder. So in this webinar, because the Anya told you and show you our exercises, but in this webinar, we would like to introduce you more for those technology. So that's 1 hour will be for our partners from Skills Divers from Spain, to introduce you to this technology and how to use it with the people with a special learning disorder. Our 3rd webinar, it will be scheduled in 25th of February. It will be about the using both technologies, especially with the children special learning disorder. So our Center Dyslexia from Russe, from Bulgaria, our partners from Parvi will introduce you how use and what is their experience to use it with the children special learning disorders. And our last webinar, it will be about the 3D printing, our lovely partners. And also I would like to mention that all photos which you have seen during the Anya presentation about the 3D printing, it was made from our wonderful partners from Italy, from the CHAPES. All of them were printed by them and they sent to the other partners because they are specialized in that field. So for sure at the last webinar, they will introduce you how to print, how to project, and how to make your ideas, make it to the 3D printer. So, of course, we will send all of the participants the register for the upcoming webinars, and we will remind you about that, to put in a calendar the date. And we hope that webinar was really useful for you and maybe spur some ideas how to implement and how to involve the other technologies in your work and how implement it in your work, because we are welcome, and also all of you as the participants, most of you are teachers, so we hope that you will find in our project something really interesting for you. We believe it, and we are invited for 1 month with us each Friday to share our experience in this project, to share this information about those technologies, and of course really thank you for for your time here. And also I would like to say that all the participants to participate this webinar and also the upcoming will receive the certificate, because it was also the questions from some of you. All of you receive the certificates on your email address you put in the registration form. So in the next week, because during the weekend we will work on the certificates, and the next week all of you receive the certificates of attendance for the first webinar. And if you will participate in the second, the third, and the fourth, of course, you also receive the certificates. So thank you very much for your attendance today. We would like to, all the consortium, we would like to wish you a really great weekend, and hope with some of you, I hope that with all of you, we will see in the next week.